G'day everyone, Robot Man here. Today we're going to make a car that you can control with your hand. It's going to use the ultrasonic sensor or distance sensor, and we're going to have one motor underneath, and it doesn't need coding because we can just make it go by using the heart mode on our hub. If we plug the sensor and the motor opposite each other, then when we use heart mode, the sensor will control the motor. Pretty cool. So we're going to build a car like this and we're going to race them. Doesn't have to be exactly like mine. You can come up with your own design. So I either start with a frame or a plate. Okay, we're going to use one motor and a frame or a plate, and we're going to attach this motor to a plate or to a frame, and then we're going to make two wheels turn from one motor. So we could just put it in the middle here. Whenever you're joining motors onto frames or plates, it's a good idea to use these little black pins. Don't ever think you need to put a pin in every hole. In fact, it's pretty hard to join them together if you've got more than three. I'm going to try 4 here. I'm going to put them together like this. Okay, now that's kind of in the middle. Doesn't really look like it's in the middle because there's a big bump here, but it's actually in the middle. Okay, now we're going to add a couple of wheels or long axles first. So I'm going to add a beam across here. So I'm just going to use a couple more black pins, and then I'm going to add a beam. Doesn't really matter which colour you got. I'm going to try a aqua coloured one, the same as the motor colour. And then I'm going to add another beam to the other side. It's always good to make things symmetrical and balanced if you can. I'm going to put another beam there. And then I'm going to put one of these grey pieces, a grey piece on the side here. I use these little grey bits a lot. Okay. And that way an axle can go through the grey piece and into the motor like that. And that'll just make it nice and strong. Doesn't matter if the axles are a bit longer than what you need. It's good to make things balanced though if you can. So I might choose a different coloured axle for the other side just to make it even and balanced. Looks pretty good. And now the motor is going through those grey pieces, and that will just make it more solid. Because our idea is to make a car using one motor. Okay. Now you can make it look nicer by perhaps putting another grey piece in here, another grey piece in here, and then putting a beam across the top. Another couple of blue beams go across the top just to make it more balanced, nice and strong. Okay, you don't have to build it like this is just a suggestion. But you can see the axle going through those grey pieces. Alright, then we're going to use one of these things called a bush, little tiny pieces like this. Okay, we're going to put one of those on the outside here, because then when we put a wheel on, it's not going to rub against the frame or beams. We're going to put a little bush on each side like this. And then we've got a nice strong base for our car. Now the hub needs to go on somewhere, so we're going to put just 4 pins in the hub. We might put a bush on the outside as well. Might use these little yellow ones to hold the wheels on. Like this. to put the hub on. We could try it that side, like that. That's pretty cool because it's nice and low to the ground, but today I'm just going to make it like this. When you put the hub on, never try and put one end in and the other, otherwise it's going to be too hard. Just put in one end, try and put all 4 pins in at once and put it down nice and gentle, okay? If you're gentle with it, it'll go on easily, but if you're rough and you try and put one end in and the other, it doesn't work. Try and put all 4 in at once. All 6 ports can be used for either motors or sensors. Today we're just going to use A and B. So we're going to put the motor into B, and we're also going to make some wheels that just roll, because we're just making a car that goes straight. It can't turn because there's only one motor. It won't be a turning robot. But we're going to use 2 wheels that just roll. And we can just make an axle through here and make the wheels connect to that. Sometimes the axles aren't quite long enough, so you just need to extend them a bit. I often use one of these red or white pieces like this, tiny little red or white piece, and then you can join 2 axles together to make a long axle. Now that slides around a bit, so we could just put a little bush on each side at the end, outside the frame on each one. That'll also stop the wheels from rubbing. It doesn't matter if this red part or white part's not in the middle. You can put the wheels on. Now I've got a couple of wheels that just roll, okay? And I'm going to put bushes on the outside too to hold them on, because we don't want our wheels falling off. So little yellow bushes on the outside are cool. And now we've got a couple of wheels that just roll, okay? I'm going to put that at the front of our robot, and I might just use a couple of these. I love these grey pieces because they make your robot strong. Put 2 there, put 2 there, and just stick the frame on like this. But yours will look different to mine, but this is just how I would do it. Okay. Now I've got 2 wheels that roll and 2 wheels that will be controlled by the motor. Alright, so that's all I really need to do to make a car. I mean, you can add some stuff to it to make it look cool. I just need to add the sensor now, and then I'm finished. So we're going to use the ultrasonic sensor. This one's called an ultrasonic sensor or a distance sensor. And what's cool about it is it shoots out a sound out of one of these eyes, and then it bounces off something and goes back in the other eye. And the quicker it goes back, the closer it knows it is to something. So we're going to control this with our hand, and the closer our hand is, the faster it will go. We're going to use the heart mode, so I'm going to turn it on. The heart mode is the first program that's built into the hub. And then if we put the sensor in the opposite port to the motor, then this sensor can control the motor. So if we want to control this motor, you have to press the green button to make it run. And then the closer my hand is to the sensor, the quicker the wheels turn. Pretty cool. We're going to put this in a better position. So I'm just going to get out of the heart mode for a sec. Sometimes it's tricky to add this sensor. So what I often do, look underneath, there's a couple of holes at the back. I often add beams to things to make them so it's easy to add to other things. So let's put a beam in the middle, like this. Now that there's a beam there, I can add something like another one of these grey pieces and put it right in the middle. And then that could go at the back of our robot like this. So when I run it now, oops, the cable was above one of the eyes there. Make sure your cables aren't tangled. Sometimes it's good just to wrap them around each other to stop them from getting too tangled. I never use those little clips. These little things are not good. They can damage your motors. So I don't use them, never use them. Now that it's in place, when I put my hand on top, it should go. Okay? Now, if I want it to go the other way, I could probably just swap these around. And then it should go the opposite way. Here we go. So there's a good tip for you. If your car or robot is ever going backwards, swap the cables around. So there's my little car. It's pretty cool. It does exactly what I want it to do, and I'm ready to race. Doesn't matter if these things stick out a bit, it's all good. Your car will look different, but that's how mine looks. Okay? Pretty cool. You could always use big wheels. If you have big wheels, you might want to use those instead of the little ones. All you really need to set up for this one, besides your spike prime equipment obviously, is to grab a roll of masking tape. Some people will call it painter's tape. And on the carpet you just need to put down one line and then put another one down, maybe 2 to 4 meters apart. One can be the start line, one can be the finish line. And if it's about 2 to 4 meters, then that'll be a good size for your race. Remembering the kids are gonna chase their cars along the ground, so you don't want it too long. That's all you really need to do is set it up. And once you set it up, you could use some of my awesome spreadsheets to help you score. In the description of this video there's a link that takes you to my handy free Google Sheets on my website. And in particular for this activity it'd be good to use a knockout comp. Maybe you could have, it doesn't really matter how many robots there are, you can set it up so you can have any number of robots, a bit like a tennis tournament where if you lose you drop out and if you win you keep going. Or you could even have a quickest is best spreadsheet here where people just record their times. If you wanted to record each robot's individual time, this spreadsheet will rank them for you. But check out the link in the description of this video for some pretty cool, awesome spreadsheets you might even use for other reasons. You also might want to check out my other lessons here.